What it do, 22?
We're about to show you a presentation on what sexual harassment and sexual assault means.
Let's get into it.
What is sexual harassment and assault or assault?
It's like when weirdos like try to come up to you and stuff, and then like they trying to mess with you. I don't like that junk.
Alright, what is the difference between sexual harassment and sexual assault?
Sexual harassment.
Just tell me you don't know if you don't.
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. Not really. Do you know anybody that has ever been sexually assaulted or harassed?
No, I do not.
Do you know any examples of sexual assault or harassment?
Like rape.
Okay, that was a question. What is sexual harassment or assault?
Sexual harassment or assault is when you assault or harm someone sexually.
Okay. What is the difference between sexual harassment and sexual assault?
Harassment would be like catcalling or like slapping someone's butt, but sexual assault would be like rape or molestation and stuff like that, especially the younger children.
Do you know anyone that has ever been sexually harassed or assaulted?
Yes.
Do you know any examples? You just gave examples. Never mind. All right, then. What is sexual harassment or assault?
Sexual harassment or assault is like when somebody is like maybe like making like weird eye contact with you or like saying inappropriate things or touch you in uncomfortable ways.
What is the difference between sexual harassment and sexual assault?
Sexual harassment is like maybe somebody saying something to you about it, like saying like provocative things to you, and then sexual assault is when like they may be like touching you and things like that.
Do you know anybody that has ever been sexually harassed or assaulted?
Yes.
Do you know any examples of sexual assault or harassment?
Maybe sexual assault is like when maybe somebody grabbing you and you not wanting to touch you.
You know what sexual harassment is?
Yeah.
Do you know the difference between sexual harassment and sexual assault?
Not really.
Sorry.
Do you know anybody that has been sexually harassed or assaulted?
Yeah.
And do you know any examples of sexual assault or harassment?
Yeah.
Oh, can you listen?
Oh,
yeah.
Oh yeah. I guess if it's not like consensual or something, if someone does something that you don't like consent to, basically. So, yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sexual harassment or assault?
Sexual harassment is inappropriate touching and saying or doing something to somebody that you wouldn't want them to do to you.
What is the difference between sexual harassment or assault?
You would say sexual harassment, like I said earlier, touching or doing something to somebody you want, like inappropriate touching around any areas around here. And I'll say assault was just physical violence, putting your hands on people that most people say is bad.
Do you know anybody that has ever been sexually harassed or assaulted?
I do know somebody that has been assaulted, family members that has.
Do you know any examples of sexual harassment or assault?
Assault, you're punching somebody in the face, slapping, kicking, or stuff like that.
Cool. What is the difference between sexual harassment and sexual assault?
Sexual harassment could be implying that someone wants to forcefully have sex with you even if it's not warranted. Sexual assault is forced sex with someone against their will.
Okay. What is sexual harassment and assault?
Sexual harassment is when someone is wanting to have sex with you, but they're not actually forcing you to do it. They're implying that they want that. Sexual assault is when they're actually forcing you to be like have sex with them, essentially rape.
You know any examples of sexual harassment or assault?
An example, I think, of sexual harassment. Let's say you're at a bar and you're walking around and someone walks up to you and grabs you and begins to flirt with you and you feel uncomfortable. An example of sexual assault is someone's pushing you down and they're trying to take off your clothes and they're on top of you.
All right, thank you. What is sexual harassment or sexual assault?
Sexual harassment to me is when you bully somebody into doing something sexual that you don't want to do. Sexual assault to me is like rape.
What is the difference between the two?
Sexual harassment is like trying to make somebody have what you when you don't want to, like you telling them no, but they keep trying to. Sexual assault is like them touching all over you, I guess, and trying to force you into it, I guess.
Do you know anybody that has ever been sexually harassed or assaulted?
Yes.
Do you know any examples of sexual harassment or assault?
No.
You know what sexual harassment is?
Yes.
What is the
Oh.
difference between sexual harassment and sexual assault?
Sexual harassment is more like sexual harassment is more like hassling somebody about certain things about their body, so like unwanted things. More sexual assault is actually doing it, such as things like rape or groping or just groping in general.
Do you know anybody that's been sexually assaulted or harassed?
Yes.
Do you know any examples further of sexual assault or harassment?
This personal just knowledge.
Just
Examples.
I know sexual assault because I know a girl who she was in line. She was in line at the store, and it was a man behind her, and she inappropriately touched her, and she's just been living with it for a while. So yeah.
Thank you.
What is sexual harassment or assault?
Sexual harassment is when you keep on bothering somebody to do a sexual activity even though they keep saying no, but you keep pressing them about it.
What is the difference between sexual harassment and sexual assault?
Sexual harassment is just bothering them, but sexual assault is you physically doing something to them.
Do you know anybody that has ever been sexually harassed or assaulted?
No.
Do you know any examples of sexual assault or harassment?
Nah. I can't think of that right now.
Okay.